How many times have you put yourself down just because you thought you weren't good enough or you couldn't stand up to your own or someone else's expectations? I know I've been guilty of it myself. But what if today, I, Komal Jain, told you that there is a better way? What if I told you self-compassion can be a game changer not only to transform our own lives, but to take a step to build a kinder and more compassionate society? So what is self-compassion? Self-compassion caters to treating our own selves just as the way we would treat a friend in need. So being kind to yourself, being more understanding of yourself. It's like the airplane ladies say, put your own oxygen mask first and then help others, right? So how does this paradox actually work? Turning kindness inwards to multiply it outwards? Let's rewind a little. I was quite young when I started writing down my feelings on paper. So I would write notes and put it down my parents' room for them to read. Over the years, I started writing yearly notes for my friends that I cared about. So talking about how the year had been, why I cared about them so much, how much the friendship mattered to me. Fast forward, 2021, I wasn't in a good space mentally. So I thought, okay, no problem, let's write the yearly newsletters because I haven't done it in 2021 and the year is going to end, I need to do it now. I sat with my paper and my pen and I stared at the paper blankly. For 30 straight minutes, I couldn't put down an alphabet. I was shocked because this had never happened to me. Even when I had a writer's block, I could make something up and put something down at least. But I couldn't. Another thing that happened, I had started my page on Instagram named Wordsworth. And there often, I had grown a big audience. So I would often put up a story asking how my audience was doing. And whoever replied not so good or equivalent, I would text them personally asking if they wanted to talk or just send a few positive words for them. And they were strangers, so it was always a nice feeling to, have responses come back and everything. So after this happened that I couldn't write my early notes, I opened my phone and I put up a story. After a while, when I went to check my responses, over there as well I was blank. While I almost every time had something to say to these strangers, I did not have anything at all. I couldn't even say, take care of yourself. So that is what had happened. When I ponder upon this today, I feel like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do either of the things because I did not have it in me to. It's almost as if it justifies the phrase that you can't pour from an empty cup, right? If my own cup is not full of love, compassion, care, empathy, I'm not going to be able to give it to others. We live in a world that glorifies self-criticism, that glorifies low self-esteem, and always asks us to have external markers of success. You need to do this to be successful, you need to be that, you need to be this, only then you're a good person and all that. But no one ever teaches us about kindness that is towards ourselves. We're always taught to donate to others. We're always taught to be kind to others, smile at everyone, respect everyone. No one teaches us to do that for ourselves. So when we make a priority list of people in our life, we never put ourselves down because we're never taught to, right? So after this incident happened, after everything that I came across that, I don't have anything in me to do so, I started thinking about it more, right? So self-compassion is so important because it is as if I don't have anything in me if I'm not watering my own plant and it is going to die out, right? How am I going to give someone a fruit? How am I going to give someone a flower? So that is the thing. Kindness is very simple and self-compassion is simpler. You remember to fill your own cup as and when you pour a little water to someone else when you're being kind to them, but you keep refilling it before you dry your cup out. Some of you might think that isn't self-compassion just an excuse for being lazy or for not, owning up to your actions? It is a huge misconception Because let me tell you, self-compassion is not that. How many of us have actually understood our relationship with a mirror? Because whenever I have thought about it, what has always struck to me is that no matter how I am, what I am, it shows me as it is. If I'm sad, if I'm happy, if I'm angry, it does not matter. What I see is exactly what I'm feeling. What I see is exactly who I am. And the mirror might tell me that I need to put on a fake smile and show the world that, oh, everything is rainbows and unicorns and everything is good in my life. I'm only going to highlight my positives. But there's one person in the entire world that I cannot lie to, and that person is me. So if I can't love myself, if I can't be kind towards myself, how and until when can I genuinely be kind towards someone else? So as I said, self-compassion is the simplest act that you can do to, grow yourself, to be more compassionate toward the world. When you're kind to yourself, you create a ripple effect that spreads way beyond yourself. When you're kind to yourself, you're more energetic. And who doesn't like being around an energetic person, right? We always talk about how, oh, that person is so energetic. Whenever I go near that person, I also feel very good. If you want to be that person, you need to remember that you need to be kind to yourself. There are many analogies, there are many metaphors that can explain this. The filling the cup one makes the most sense to me. You need to decide what makes the most sense to you, and you need to practice that. I want you all to go home today, and I want you all to get a plant or a sapling and name it after yourself. So if I'm Komal, my plant would be called Komal. Right? Now every morning, it is my responsibility to water the plant, to ensure that it is getting proper sunlight, the leaves are not going bad, the soil is proper, it's not getting, it is fertilized and everything. And the day that the plant does not look very nice, I need to ensure that I sit back and think, have I been kind to myself lately? Have I been saying positive things to myself lately? Have I been pouring out all of the water that I have in my cup and leaving nothing for myself? You need to think about that, because that plant represents you. As long as the plant is growing, as long as it is getting sunlight, water, everything, it represents that every morning you need to give that 5 seconds or 1 minute to yourself and be kind to yourself. All right? Thank you. Be kind to others, but be kinder to yourself.